to another episode of Let's Play Super... No, that's not Super Castlevania, is it? I actually just finished my Super Castlevania Let's Play. This is Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. Anyway, moving on. We've got the zombie officer soul in the previous video that I tried to show you. However, I didn't quite understand what it did, and I get it now, I think. If you equip it and hit something aerially, you notice it doesn't do much of a throwback. However, if you equip another soul, let's say the Ghost Dancer, and get hit, it knocks you way back. So basically it just prevents aerial throwback. Not really that useful, obviously, unless you're in a corridor with a lot of aerial enemies. Moving on, we've got the study. I always wanted a study in my dream house. You know, it's like one of those rooms you never hear about anymore in architecture or anything. They always had those great rooms like antechambers and studies and halls and dens. Now you just have the family room and dining room and stuff. I want myself a damn study, I tell you that much. Anyway, sorry. That chamber up there you can't get to, it's too high. We'll get back to that. In the meantime, I'm going to farm this student witch's soul, and we'll be back with that. Alright, I've got the student bitch soul. She took about a half hour to farm. Basically, it just throws cat familiars, sort of like the Fleeman soul did. Not really that useful. So I'm going to switch back to the axe armor instead. See what I mean by bitch? She's so annoying. Anyway, we've got ourselves a bastard sword. Man, this game is filthy. Bitches and bastards. I tell ya. Anyway, the bastard sword's got a decent range and speed, but its low attack is pretty abysmal, so we'll go with the hammer. I think I'm going to meet you back at the intersection. Alright, we're back here, and you notice that winged skeleton that we passed on the way down. I've already got his soul, so no worries about that. Got an uncursed potion over there, and an evil butcher over here. I'll get his soul and be back with that. Alright, I've got the evil butcher soul, and it basically throws butcher knives. I almost said butter knives. For all I know, it could be butter knives. Who knows? It's pretty weak, so it probably is butter knives. Anyway, it's like the dagger sub-weapon from other Castlevania games. He also drops the basil lard, which I'll show you here, although we've already got some. And he drops the consumable spoiled milk, which you will actually need another soul in order to use correctly. Otherwise, it's going to hurt your HP rather than restore it. We'll get back to that later. Meanwhile, I'll sit and butcher more evil butchers, fittingly enough. Oh, bone pillars. I hate these fuckers. I swear. They took me an hour and a freaking half to farm. An hour and a half! That's ridiculous. Moving on, up in this passage you can try to push the block over to it because that platform isn't quite jumpable. And if you get on the box, you still can't reach it. They're just toying with us. Let's push the box off this left edge here and head down to the bottom. And if you go right, you'll notice there's another high platform. Well, maybe we can get lucky with that one. No such luck. They're toying with us again. Anyway, we're gonna head left, and this room, I believe, actually has two new souls we can farm, which are, I think, yeah, the Arachne and the Ectoplasm souls. And I will get those off screen and we'll be back with that. Well, I got one soul, which is Ectoplasm, immunity to curses, which we'll talk about momentarily. Now I'll get the Arachne soul. Alright, I got the Arachne soul as well. It ensnares enemies using a sticky web. Basically, it throws out kind of a web-shaped projectile, which I'll show you right now. Kind of like that. That flea man found himself in a sticky situation, wouldn't you say? Sorry, that was like the worst pun ever. It's one of those nights, I tell ya. And I just showed you right there too. They drop uncursed potions and potions, respectively. We'll be right back with the Catoblepas soul. Alright, I've got the Catoblepas soul as well. That breathes a petrifying cloud into the air. And I will show you that right now. It's actually a guardian soul, although it's really more of a bullet type in my opinion. Any enemy that is weak or vulnerable to stoning effects will actually become petrified when you use that on them. And once they're petrified, you can hit their weak point for massive damage. Sorry, any of you get that reference, you're pretty good. That would be Heavenly Sword. Moving on, that secret passage leads to a melon. It's just another consumable. Another waste of time, really. And then on the other side here we have a gold coin. I think, yep, $100. Not bad. Oh, that Catoblepas likes his ass whipped, I tell ya. Fetish little sucker. Finally get some HP back. And we're going to head down first. At the bottom here, there's an item on the left you kind of saw. We can't quite get to that. We're going to need yet another ability. We'll get back to that later. In the meantime, I will head up to the top. And we'll continue right. And I think that will bring us to the final cutscene for this episode. Yep. Okay.
Hey, you! You're Soma, aren't you? You must be him.
Yes, but who are you?
Oh, forgive me. I'm Yoko Belnades. I'm a member of the church.
How would a member of the church recognize me?
You've met Aluca. Genya Arikado, right?
I did meet him, but...
He told me about you and asked me to help you if you were in trouble.
Arikado said that? That's hard to believe.
Well, he may seem cold at first, but he's actually quite a decent guy. He may be looking out for you because you share the same dark powers.
Wait. Did you say my powers are dark?
Oh, you mean you didn't know that? Oh no, did I say something? Well, what's said is said. Essentially, you have the power to rule over and command monsters.
Rule over monsters? I don't have any desire to do that.
It comes as naturally as breathing to you, so you may not realize it yet. And though I call it a dark power, that doesn't mean it's evil. It's like a weapon. Its user decides whether it is used for good or evil.
Well, when you put it like that, I feel a little bit better. Since I got this power, I've begun to lose my sense of self.
You are yourself. There's no one else you could be. Don't second guess yourself. Be confident. That's most important.
I think I understand now. Thanks, Yoko.
I'm not used to being thanked by people. Oh, I forgot to ask you. Have you seen a man named Graham?
Graham? Yeah, I met him earlier.
Be wary of that man. I believe he will be the one to inherit Dracula's powers.
No way. He didn't look like a bad guy.
Right, and I've got the bridge to sell you. Don't be fooled by his appearance. He's not who you think he is.
Alright.
Well, I must be going. I've got to find Graham. See you around.
And I think we'll call that a Let's Play for now. We're running out of time. In the next episode, we'll continue exploring the study and ass raping Catoblepases. See you then.